The opening hours of Shadow of the Erdtree look brutal as hell. I sign up to work at a digital IKEA built in Roblox, and Like a Dragon is getting a live action series. I'm Ash Dixon, and this is Jinx News. We have finally had our first look at what we can expect in Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree expansion, and oh boy, aren't we all just collectively salivating. A select number of influencers were invited to try out the first few hours of what promises to be a gargantuan expansion for the hit RPG. That shouldn't really be surprising, considering this is From Software we're talking about, a company whose DLCs are legendarily great, plus the fact it's taken like 2 years to develop this thing. Now sadly, we weren't included in that influencer list, and no, I'm not salty, not one bit.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Luckily, my producer doesn't have much of a life. He wrote that in the script, not me, and so has spent the last 24 hours absorbing every detail you can possibly imagine. For starters, it's big, like really big. We got to see an area about the size of Limgrave, plus 2 legacy dungeons, 2 major bosses, and a bunch of other side content in this preview. And that's only a sample of the whole thing, according to the developers. There will be 10 major story bosses in all, plus other smaller boss encounters too. One of which will include this giant wicker man who kicks fireballs at you and will kill you in about 2 hits. Of the 2 bosses, there's only footage around for one of them, the dancing lion. This friendly chap uses 3 different types of elemental attacks and generally just flies around the arena like an angry fly in a pint glass. There's also going to be a bunch of new weapons and weapon types, including lightweight greatswords, beast claws, and martial arts for the first time in a FromSoft game. Now you don't even need a giant chunk of metal to wail on the game's barrage of monsters, just give them a good old beatdown. We've also got some teasers about the story and general lore of the expansion. For example, the big melting tree is called the Skadu Tree. NPCs talk of their quest to follow Miquella, and the vestiges of conflict still rage on across the land of Shadow. I won't go any further on that though, partly because we all know who to go to for lore chat, but also because I really have no idea what's going on. There's an awful lot more we could discuss, but we'll save the rest for now. All you need to know before going in is to make sure to have killed General Radahn and Mohg, Lord of Blood. And don't worry about your character level, the game does a clever job of keeping progression separate in the expansion from the main game, using Skadu Tree blessings found in various corners of the world. Just be ready for when it drops on the 21st of June, because it will probably be momentous and it will definitely hurt. It was not too long ago that I stood right here and told you about a rather questionable endeavor by Roblox. They teamed up with Walmart and launched Walmart Discovered, a new experience that allowed players to buy physical goods through Roblox. It was strange, it was dystopian, and we had fun speculating over all of the purchases that the Roblox kiddos might soon be making. But it's okay guys, just 1 month later, things have got even weirder. IKEA is now hiring people to work in their virtual Roblox store. You will get an hourly rate of £13.15 or €14.80, and you will, quote, help people choose their furniture and serve meatballs. That is not something I had on my 2024 bingo card. The virtual IKEA store in question will open this month, and I know this is all a PR stunt, but is there even a slight crossover in demographic between IKEA shoppers and Roblox players? Do they intend to lure kids to the experience with fun mini games, so mum in the background is like, ooh, that is a nice Landskrona sofa in the background. Here honey, take my credit card. If you want to don a virtual IKEA lanyard and sell things like this, well, you'll need to be 18 plus and in the UK or Ireland. And you know what? That means I qualify and I could use a side hustle, so shall we check out the application process? Right, first up some questions. How do you feel about being turned into pixels? Not quite what I was expecting to be asked. Right, how about excited, ecstatic, euphoric? I'm destined for more than this limited physical world, and I'd be honored if IKEA allowed me to ascend into the ultimate digital salesperson. Cool, next up, if you were a pixelated IKEA furniture, which one would you be and why? I would be the upscale group spell gaming desk and chair, an elite product for an elite gamer. It's sleek, adjustable, and rock solid. In real life, I'm not so ergonomic. I'd normally be the one breaking back. But this product is such a magnificent piece, I think I could make an exception. Last question. What would you do if we ran out of pixelated hot dogs in our bistro? This is a redundant question. IKEA would never allow such a logistical blunder. But if this were to somehow miraculously occur, I would worry not. Because let's be honest, we're all here for the meatballs. I honestly don't see how they could refuse me at this point, and you'll be pleased to know I have genuinely applied for the role, so I will report back if I get employed. If I don't though, well then I've got to make up the income somehow, so I guess now is a good time to plug our Patreon, Jinx Plus. It gives you access to a ton of content and it supports the show, because let's be honest, even if I do land this IKEA job, I'll likely be replaced by AI in like 2 years. Let's sum up the rest of today's news in a rapid quick-fire round. Destiny 2 servers have taken a hammering after the launch of the Final Shape expansion. Unsurprisingly, it's been pretty popular among fans, so much so that around 314,000 people have been playing concurrently on Steam whilst the servers have been offline. That's right, people are queuing up to get into a queue for a game whose servers aren't even online. It's like the gaming equivalent of waiting for Godot. You're welcome for the most niche joke I've ever said on this show. Those concurrent numbers are already the highest we've seen from the game since Lightfall, which was Destiny 2's all-time PC peak with 316,000 players. Fair to say we'll probably see that shattered once Bungie gets things sorted. Epic Games have acknowledged that they've accidentally made Fortnite pay to win. TikToker Nikkei30 demonstrated that a number of the free cars have larger windscreens than their paid-for counterparts, meaning drivers can be shot at more easily while on the move. So basically, buy a fancy car, be less at risk of getting shot. Epic have acknowledged the issue and said they are working on a fix. Not quite sure how that'll work in practice, but in fairness to the devs, they've got more right with Fortnite than wrong in the past. Last up, Like a Dragon is getting a TV show. It'll be launching globally on Amazon Prime Video on the 25th of October, and you know what? I've never played a Yakuza game, but I have watched enough Donkey videos to know that those games are weird as hell, and I am so for a TV equivalent. And that is the show! Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on Friday.